All right. You know what? Hi. Hello. We're going to go ahead and try this again because the last 5 minutes, no idea what happened. We're going to pretend it didn't happen. We're going to pretend it didn't happen. So, hi. Welcome to Let's Have a Fifi Season 12, Episode 15. Yeah. No clue why the thing didn't... That was really weird. No idea why I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick and start the fuck over. So hi, welcome to Let's Have a Fifi, Season 12, Episode 15. I am not Felicia Minor. Now she's even more late than she was before. So whoever her handler was over Drink Me Tea Room, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So yeah. Now I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's fine. Season 12, episode 15, not Felicia Minor. I am Freddie Prinze Charming though. And if you're following along at home, you can do the thing on the Patreon and support us there. There was not an after show last week because I was by myself and I had to record a special thing for Drag Story Hour, which if you go to Drag Story Hour Arizona's YouTube, you will find me there reading in its entirety the book that got all the Republicans in a tizzy over when I broke the Capitol. And you'll see that it is full of all sorts of offensive things, like facts and history. Things that we know that Republicans do not care for. They don't like those things, so they want nothing to do with them. Of course, we would like to thank our current patrons, Brandon, Chris and Michelle, D, Drake, Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Leanne, Nicole, and Shannon. We appreciate you so much. And of course, a special thank you to Wigs of a Kind for supporting us this season. This is not a Wigs of a Kind wig, because this monstrosity is the most artificial, like, acrylic it's terrible, it's awful. Marissa would never, but it's a perfect Ken wig. So this is where we are at. Special thank you, of course, to Guido Martin and Laura Renfro for supporting us this season. You too can support us, tip us, sponsor us at paypal.me/letshaveafifi. Special thank you, of course, to all the weird Republican assholes who have been trying to basically track us down and have been sharing the link to Let's Have a Fifi with all of their weird little Republican friends. We appreciate you because that just ups our viewership. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's that was no idea, but it's fine. We'll talk more about that. And if you are feeling adventurous, you can text LHAF to 602-730-7379. Felicia may or may not text you, and what she may or may not text you could be anything. We don't know. I have no idea. I have zero control over it. So could be something, could be nothing. It's like Christmas. It's a surprise. We don't know. So, and of course, if you are on the Facebook, if you click the little stars thing, I don't know, we get a couple cents from that. Still haven't figured out exactly how that works, but you know, it's all good. Thankfully, I am out in the drag cave with the little like Verizon box thingy, because apparently we have no internet in the main house. So thank you so much, Cox, for that, because that would be really awful. But you know what? It's okay. I'm out here. In there, they're in the dark ages. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably looting and pillaging or reading by the fire or candlelight or something, because I'm assuming that's what people do when there's no internet anymore. They have to find other ways to entertain themselves, and nobody knows how to do that without internet. And I'm sure that the children are probably dying at this point. So thoughts and prayers. So yeah, my weekend was busy. We've been rehearsing. We've been rehearsing for the Fanfusion drag extravaganza for over a month now, and man, like it these it's been an intense, it's been a ride. It's been a ride. There are, let's just say that this year in particular has really kind of shown a light on some things and some people that I either expected better of or expected more from. And I guess I just need to lower my expectations. But it's cool. It's fine. But the folks that have been putting in the effort, oh my God, y'all, you're going to want to come. If you're going to Fan Fusion, make sure you do not miss the drag show because it is going to be so good. Like, I am so excited for this year. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be so much going on backstage. Y'all have no idea. But what you will see front of house, this will be definitely one of the best drag shows ever. Like this time, it's going to be amazing. We picked up. Last week I mentioned that we were getting some new additions at our house. And we picked up the babies on Saturday after getting everything situated. Of course, pigs being pigs and being as smart as they are, they managed to basically break out of their pen 3 times before we figured out the best way to be able to keep them in. For those of you that aren't really aware, pigs have about the intelligence of a 4-year-old human. And if you think that 4-year-olds aren't smart, then you honestly have never been around like a toddler because, oh my God, this hair is bothering me. I can see it. It's fine. I just pretend it's not there. Where is it? Oh, did I get it? Nope. Maybe. I got the hair. Okay. Yeah. Pigs are smarter than the average bear. They are so naughty and so sweet, and they see us and they come running, and I know a lot of it is food motivated. They all think we have snacks, but I like to think that they at least know who we are and they like us at this point. They love being able to go and hang out in like the kiddie pool that's in their pen. They like hanging out under the lemon tree in our yard because when we do our laundry, the lemon tree is watered with the gray water. So it's always super shady, super cool, and usually fairly moist under there because there's laundry all the fucking time. So it's like the soil is always at least a little bit kind of damp. There's lots of shade, so they will go and they will hang out. You can tell because they come out and they're all like, the side of them's all muddy and everything. It's awesome. This is an interesting week for us. So our youngest had her last middle school choir concert ever. That's it. She's done. Because school for her ends next Thursday, and then she goes to high school. Yeah. Which means that my partner is about to have a complete fucking meltdown. Because in addition to her baby growing up and going to high school, her other baby is going to be graduating from high school on Monday. So, God help us all. God help, please send cupcakes as support for me, please. Thank you. But it'll be good. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for our youngest to start high school. I think that she's nervous about some of the things because it's going to be brand new for her. But I think that when she kind of gets in and finds her footing, I think she's going to really enjoy it. And I'm excited to see what the other one does once he graduates. Probably not much more than what he's doing now. I'm trying to encourage him to move out so that we can get them all moved out at some point so that we can repurpose their bedrooms. Tell me, keep threatening to turn one into a library. Maybe find a roommate because this economy. So it's been an interesting week here for sure. Also, I need everybody right now to message Felicia and tell her that she and her handlers are in trouble. Just, just shoot a little message over and be like, ooh, because that was part of the deal, that bingo was allowed to happen on Wednesdays because her handlers were supposed to get her here on time. So now she's over 15 minutes late. Mm. So we're just going to skip Felicia's weekend because, oh well. My tip, we usually do this every so often, like right before a big con, and, con season kind of rolls in, because we know that, like, Fan Fusion, and then there's usually hey, and then, there's usually kind of multiple cons throughout the year. So we usually do like how to make sure that you can have the best time at con. So that's going to be my tip for today, because Fan Fusion is coming up next week, which I don't want to talk about. We're going to ignore that I just said that and pretend that I still have about 2 more months of Fan Fusion till Fan Fusion, because I have about 2 months worth of shit to do with my costume. So we're going to all right. So this is kind of a personal pet peeve of mine. Understand that it will be crowded. Plan accordingly. If you need to step out and away, most cons have at least one sort of quieter area where you can kind of charge. But here's the thing. It's going to be crowded. You know it's going to be crowded. So try not to get frustrated because it's fucking crowded. It was a known variable. You knew going into it that it was going to be crowded. You know that most cons are they're gonna be crowded, unless for some reason they're like brand new and there's only like 3 people there. But cons are crowded. It's just the nature of them. And it sucks when you have people, oh my god, it's so fucking crowded. We know it's crowded. We know it's going to be crowded. Shut up. Like, it's not new. You knew this going into it. So if you don't want to be where it's crowded, don't go to a fucking con. Period. Like, and don't bring the fucking mood down. Just don't. Like, just get over it. Figure it out. Whether you are in costume or not, try to be... Oh! Uh-oh. Hang on. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
I can hear
Who
you.
were your
but I
handlers
can't
tonight?
hear you. Hold on. I can't hear you very well.
Oh, why? I think it's you.
That's why I hadn't come on yet. Because I am having an old person moment.
Oh.
Fun for me. Hold on. I'll be right back. Continue on about cons. Don't go to crowded places or be very strategic about getting around.
Right.
I'll be back.
Okay, bye. Good Lord. So whether you're in costume or not, try to be mindful of your personal space. Not everyone is going to have clear vision. So if you're one of the people that are like not in costume, you're going to be able to see better than most of the people there. People are wearing contacts. People have like masks and partial masks. So you need to be aware that folks may not see you or all of you. So if you are like in someone's peripheral and they turn around and accidentally run into you, don't be a dick. You can see better than they can. Like, if you're looking at someone that's in like a full fucking cosplay, don't be a dick. Like, just be mindful of where you are and what's going on, especially if you can see better than probably most of the people around you. But if you are in a costume and you have large props or whatever, you need to be mindful of your space as well. Have a handler if you can. Like, if you have someone with you that is not in a crazy outfit, that doesn't have massive props and stuff, to be able to kind of steer you around things, because that sucks too. If you have somebody that just like, well, I'm big, so I could just do whatever the fuck I want and bulldoze their way through shit. Like, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Be mindful of your props. Be mindful of your costume. If you have giant wings, if you have like just big things around or on you, yeah. Don't be a dick. Oh no, the the why were the pigs a mess? He was like, have Mikey go and sing lullabies to them. Just
why
make
is
Mikey
there
sit
no
there and sing to them.
internet, but you're on the internet?
I'm out back, and we have separate internet back here.
Oh.
I know. Before con, and I would say you should have started this probably a week ago, but if you start now, at least it gives you a week or so. Take your vitamins, take your airborne, take your immune boosters, all that shit, because con crud is real.
That's real. Any con you go to.
That is right. That is any con. And we thank you for your Verizon plan.
Do you... Oh, so you both don't have Verizon?
No, I have T-Mobile.
Oh.
To be fair, this was her idea, so. If you bought an autograph or a picture session or whatever, know that there's going to be lines.
Yeah.
Again, this is a known variable, especially if it's like someone super popular, someone super famous. Like, there's going to be lines. Don't get mad because you chose to get an autograph and now you have to stand in line. Griping gets you nowhere, and if you're dumb about it, you're going to be ejected. So don't be a dick. Again, a known variable. These are things that you know are going to be there. These are things that you know are going to happen. You don't want to stand in line?
Also,
don't get an autograph.
I know we're adults, but also don't cut in front of people that have been there.
Oh yeah, don't do that shit.
Thinking that you know where to go when all the like point in case a couple years ago I got I was in line for what's his name? Jason Momoa. And this happened to me also when I met another one. But point in case, like, you know, sometimes they move the line. But we were all standing and you could see us just kind of funneling in and going through the security point and all this other stuff. And like some people just like walked on in and then they were like, no, you see all those people over there? Yeah, they're trying to get where you're going. We're all like,
no, I will fucking kick you in the shins.
Us?
Don't do that shit. Like, no, don't.
If anything, I would say ask people that are standing in line.
Right. Like, you're literally going to walk right in front of people. Like, I don't know, maybe be smarter than that. B12 shots are great, except that they can be expensive, and usually insurances don't cover them. My insurance doesn't cover B12 shots. It's stupid.
Yours doesn't?
Nope. And they're expensive.
Like, well, and they can be seen as cosmetic.
Right. That's why. So, yeah. This may seem like, you know, common sense, but eat. You need to eat. You cannot go all day without eating, regardless of what costume you're in, regardless of what panels you are doing. You have to eat. You have to make time for it. You have to figure that shit out. You have to eat. Period.
Also, there's lines there too.
Yeah. Although, if you could always go away from wherever the con is and get food that way, if you have a hotel in the general vicinity, you could always go back up to your room and grab something to eat or grab something at the hotel. Like, there are ways to kind of circumvent some of the lines if you know what you're doing, as far as the food goes anyway. This is a big one. Oh, yes, this is true. Vitamin C can make ADHD meds less effective. So if you are on any sort of ADHD meds, be mindful of things like vitamin C, because that can fuck up your medication. For anybody that is on ADHD meds who is going to con and potentially taking vitamin C, that is something that you need to be aware of. In fact, vitamin C can have an effect on all sorts of medications. So make sure that you check the contraindications with any medication that you are taking, because vitamin C, citrus, grapefruit, shit like that can have a negative effect if you are taking certain medications. So double check that.
Huh.
All right, this is the big one. Cosplay is not consent. I'm gonna say that again.
Say that again.
Cosplay is not consent. You don't get to
Especially
touch
don't touch me.
anyone. Right. You don't get to touch anyone. You don't get to touch any part of a costume. You don't get to do anything without
Don't touch my
asking.
hair.
Don't touch hair. Don't touch wigs. Don't touch costumes. Don't touch props. Don't touch shit unless you ask first. And if they say no,
My favorite
then
is
no
this.
means no.
You're
Right.
already touching, but then you're asking.
Right. Yeah. No. It's
Don't
like,
do that.
oh, can I touch your. No. Get the fuck away from me. Like, no. No. We don't touch without consent. We don't do anything without consent. That includes taking
Very
pictures.
much so, Holly.
Like, consent is sexy. It is also fucking mandatory. Period. Period.
It is.
Like, if you like someone's outfit, if you like someone's cosplay and you want to take a picture, ask them if you can take a picture. Don't be the weird creepy dude that's back there going, like,
Oh yeah.
most people, if you ask to take their picture, they'll be like, yeah, let me make sure that I look okay first. Like, hang on a second, let me take my bag off or whatever. Like, eh. uh this is one that people don't think about sometimes, because depending on what cosplay you're in, what outfit, what costume, closed-toed shoes are a thing, and comfortable shoes. Although sometimes comfy shoes can often
I
not
understand
fit in.
completely. But okay, so my first con, I went there with, the shoes I wear. I thought I was the complete, you know what. But at some point I had to be like, okay, I have to take these off and like walk around in like a sandal or something, or not a sandal, but like a tennis shoe. Cause I was like, mm, ooh, because my feet were about to like come off. Cause I was like, this is horrible.
If you insist on wearing uncomfortable shoes, I would bring a spare pair. Bring a fucking pair of sneakers, bring a fucking pair of Crocs, whatever the fuck, put it in your bag. Like, yeah. Don't lift up people's skirts. Don't do that shit. That is not okay.
Ew.
Ever. Yeah. And yeah, I would definitely not recommend wearing things like fawn legs for the very first time ever to con, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you don't know how. That's a thing. Ben suggests changing your socks midday.
Oh,
You can get trench foot.
I might have to try that.
But
But
trust
I'm
me, if you're
usually am
wearing
tight.
sandals and you get stepped on by like some of the boots and shit that people are wearing, you're not going to be happy. So at the very least, closed-toed shoes are kind of important. Just saying.
I mean, they don't even have to be like fancy.
Yeah.
Just
There's ways
I
to
just
make like closed-toed shoes work with pretty much any cosplay.
and I just the older I get, working on being comfortable, but you can also find stylish, comfy shoes.
Hmm.
You just have to
Absolutely.
look for them.
When we travel and stuff, we always bring moleskin, because moleskin works great for like the spots that rub weird on like shoes,
Uh-huh.
or if you start getting a blister, works way better than a fucking band-aid. You can buy the packs
Also,
of moleskin, cut them
we
up into
encourage
pieces.
people that if your foot is, like, injured in some way, not to
Mhm.
keep walking on it. I always see people at con like, "Oh my god, I got a blister on my foot." I'm like, "What are you doing? There's, like, a medic on every floor. What? Like, get a Band-Aid and, like, go on. Don't do that." Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Holly suggests
I do not
freezing
encourage.
a bottle or two of water. Bring it with you. It does get warm. Yeah, it definitely gets warm. That goes back to,
Are you able to
drink
bring? I thought
water.
that convention rules don't allow you to
I'm
bring
not
any.
sure about that. If you're allowed to, bring them. If you're not allowed to, don't. Might be able if it's an unopened bottle, but always check the con
Huh.
rules. D says make a little like kit with moleskin, makeup wipes, touch up safety pins. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's gonna be definitely. I'd say bring extra stuff to fake your cosplays. If needed, glue, tape, extra bits and baubles, paint, things. You can either keep it on you, keep it in your hotel room, whatever. If something is about to fall off, like make sure. Um, take breaks. Take breaks. It may mean going back to your hotel room, maybe even taking a quick nap, going away from the con for food, um, whatever it is that you need to do, but you need to take breaks. Trust me, everybody's social battery will run down. Doesn't matter how much of an extrovert you are, but being, you know, especially if you are someone that kind of wants to like embody the character, like it's a lot to be on, especially if you're being stopped all the time or pictures, like you kind of have to be in character, like, mm,
This
um,
in general.
yeah, yeah. Bring deodorant. That is a thing. That is definitely a thing. Um, and then the vodka, you want to have a 1-to-1 ratio of vodka to water, and that will actually deodorize. It will also help like sanitize stuff too. Like if you get something from Goodwill and you can't wash it, this is a trick that will help sanitize things. So there is that. Um, do not fucking harass celebrities, performers, people running panels. It is not always about you. It is not always about you. Just because you got a picture with them like back in 1994 does not mean that now they are your BFF. Just because you cosplay whatever character that they did what at some point does not mean that they are your BFF. Like,
They
don't
don't remember you.
they don't.
They do these things all the time. They don't remember
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm like, if
I
they do
promise.
remember you, that's a little like I almost feel like if they do remember you, you
Be
probably spend
cautious.
way too much time stalking this particular celebrity. Just saying. Yeah, and if you're in a fucking panel, don't fucking sit there and heckle. Heckling isn't cute. No one like
Mm.
it's not about you. It is not about you. If you can't sit down and shut up in a panel, don't go to the fucking panel. If you're in a panel and you don't like what's being said, get up and leave. Heckling is not okay. Don't like just unless they ask for audience participation, don't assume that it's audience participation. If
I would
you are
also
going to be
say
out,
that if you're on a panel, that you also be respectful to
mm,
your audience.
mm,
Also, don't waste their time.
this is true. And if you are at a panel that is a family friendly panel, keep it fucking family friendly. Don't like
Hmm.
don't do that because that fucks it up for everybody. So if you are going to be outside, there are some cons, there are some events that are mostly outside. If you are going to be outside and any of your skin is showing, put fucking sunscreen on. Doesn't really matter how melanated you are. What the fuck? Everybody can burn. Literally everybody can
Especially
burn.
since climate control is being arguable, a thing that's happening. Chemicals that get burnt in your skin now, so
Right. So
it's for
don't
everybody.
don't do that. Uh D has a suggestion to look at the schedule ahead of time. Make sure you put events in, like either on your phone or whatever you don't want to miss in your calendar. And that way you
Download
can
the
actually
app.
plan your breaks. Like you can plan your breaks, you can plan all that shit ahead of time. Obviously, things change, and
Download the app.
but it'll at least give you an idea. Be nice to your vendors. That's another one. Like just don't be a dick. Um, and another big one is at the end of the day, you need to remember to practice some self care. Like go get some good food. Go have a nice hot shower or a bath. Put your feet up, take ibuprofen. Oh yes, this is the most important one. Show up early to the drag show. definitely a yeah. Obviously, read up on the venue rules, all that stuff, because every con is going to be different depending on what it is and where it's at. Everything is, make sure that because what the rules for one con isn't necessarily going to apply to another con. Um,
I think that's where I read the rule about not bringing in your own water. But
I think
and
I think that might
so
be right.
also, I think for fan fusion, there's also comments at the bottom because there are some people that are talking about, like, if they have different health concerns.
Hmm.
Um, if you have different health concerns, you may look through that thread. There's one where they're arguing about dogs coming in. That got me going. But
It's
but
a
there are
service
different
animal.
topics on there that are underneath the rules, and also they encourage you to email them if you don't find the answer that you're looking for. But they had a lot of stuff up there, so
Yeah,
um,
like do make sure that you read everything, go through all the stuff. Um, this is another one that minimize your alcohol intake at the con. No one wants to deal with your
oh,
drunk
just that
dumbass.
con,
Yeah,
just that con.
I mean in
Okay.
general, but I'm just saying, like, don't be that guy. Like, you're gonna get wasted, which means that you're gonna be a fucking mess. You're probably gonna end up harassing people. Your friends are gonna be like, "What the fuck? Now we have to deal with this asshole." Like, don't do that. If you want to drink, wait until like the fucking after party, whatever. Don't fucking day drink and get wasted during the day. Just don't do it.
I will
Nobody
say
wants to deal with you.
I don't think I've ever drank at a con, partially because your feet hurt and like mm, all the things, but also like I don't feel like it. I don't feel very like I don't feel like that's like the social setting. Like, mm, I don't know.
Villain's Ball was after hours. That's fine. They were like, we're not going to talk about the Villain's Ball. I don't know what you're talking about anyway. Um, also, I have no idea what any of you are talking about. Um, and like Dee
I
said, you
wasn't
paid a lot
there.
of money to like be at the con, so it'd be
That's
great if you
true.
actually remembered what you were doing. And we're not talking about the Villain's Ball. The Villain's Ball never fucking happened. Make sure that you have extra things to fix your cosplays. Um, all the safety pins, all that shit. If you're gonna be this, and this is something that we learned in drag, like traveling, doing pageants, shit like that. If you are going to be in makeup, bring your own fucking towels to the hotel. Like, don't be the person that
Oh,
gets
I've
your
been doing
like
that since
face
the word
paint.
go.
You, some people don't. Like, I always bring, first of all, like my own towel to put down when I'm putting my makeup on,
Okay,
and
this
I
is
always bring
so
a
ingrained
towel.
in me that this last time that I traveled, I didn't go in drag, but I still brought my own towel. That's how ingrained it is in me. I was like,
Right.
"Well, I'm staying at a
Just
hotel. I'm gonna bring my own towel."
like if I know I'm gonna have makeup on my face, I'm gonna bring because we all know that yeah, you
Plus,
can
you don't get
bleach the
that
fuck
money
out of
back.
anything, but like that shit will stain. Like it will. Like
Plus, I have
right. We totally
been
forgot
on
our
trips.
towels last year and literally went to CVS to try and find like some sort of towel. They didn't have any fucking towels, so we got like the little like $5 t-shirts and used that as like a face towel. Because
And cover your
I don't want to
pillowcases.
get my makeup all over the fucking hotel towels. Like that's just yeah.
And I also buy a towel or an extra pillowcase to put on the hotel pillows because
Mm-hmm.
I don't like you may be great at washing your face, but we all know that somewhere, somehow, a little bit that you thought was not in your ear is still there and it wiped off on your
I will
pillow. So
literally like spend 10 minutes scrubbing my fucking face and I get out of the shower and I look like I still have like I'm like why? Like I still have like eye makeup and shit. I'm like I just spent 10 minutes with like three different soaps trying to get shit off my
relatable
face. Like,
content.
why is there still like, why do I still have eye makeup? Like, I can always get my eye makeup off when I don't want it to come off. Like, in the middle of a show, all of a sudden my eye makeup is gone. After the show, trying to get it off, no, it's like, no, we're going to stay right here. This is our home now. Like, get off my face.
Mm.
Ugh, so stupid. But yes, bring your own
Totally.
towels. Bring your own towels. I would also recommend depending, like if there's a pool, bring out like a pool towel too, because sometimes those pool towels are about this big. Like, yeah, Felicia
Gabe,
still hasn't fixed her.
it hasn't beeped the I don't even notice it anymore.
The rest of us notice it. Um, yes, micellar water,
I love you too,
works
Gabe.
great
I
for
have
taking
not
off makeup.
seen
It
you
can
in a
get
while.
pricey depending on how much makeup you wear. Because,
What do you mean?
the micellar water can get expensive.
Yes, but I'm also one that carries like the small container of Dawn with me.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing because that's part of my routine to get like the
Also,
heavy shit off.
I still have an inventory of those little towels that I'd rather not say the name on here because they support somebody.
I know. I'm so mad about that too. I'm still mad about that. I'm like, God damn it. I saw him at Costco and I was like, why?
They make off-brand ones that you can use too. So,
So annoying.
but yes, um, that stuff is a miracle in
I
itself.
know.
Um, if you're traveling to a con from out of town, um, I would definitely, if especially if you're trying to save money, um, try not to eat the food at the con. I don't want to like say like that. I feel like in the last couple years I've like completely like left the like mile radius and went to a restaurant. Um,
Yeah, we'll do the same thing too. Not all the time, but we'll, or we'll DoorDash shit because even
if you're
DoorDashing shit's
sensitive
gonna
to
be
heat,
like.
if you're sensitive to heat, bring an umbrella or I think umbrellas meet the standards so that you can enter. Just as long as it doesn't have those um
Double check the rules on that though.
yeah, but I would check the rules. Because a lot of people I saw were getting kind of overwhelmed by the heat because they
And that's
wanted
the
to
other
get
thing. If you're
outside of the
like, if you're in a
center.
costume that doesn't breathe, you really need to find time to be able to like go somewhere, take some shit off,
Hmm.
and like cool down because it's very easy to overheat. Very easy. And we're already in triple digits. So you want to make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do to stay cool and not pass the fuck out because nobody wants to have to deal with your ass if you're passing out a con. Like, that's the thing.
I will not be able to pick you up. That's
No.
all I'll
And I'd be like, "Whoop, sucks to be you. Sorry." Yeah.
say.
So yeah,
I
but
can lift my phone to my ear and dial 911.
right. Hopefully, we've given y'all some good tips. If you are going to Fan Fusion next week, which by next week I mean like 2 months from now, because I don't want to talk about it. Um, please be safe. Please use common sense and don't be a dick.
Hmm. And if you do anything adult-like at the con, be safe when you're doing that.
Mm. But don't do it at the con.
Yep. I have not
Don't
encountered
do
that,
it
but
at the con. Do it in your hotel room. Do not do it anywhere in the con vicinity. Do not do it in your car. Do not do it any place public. Do whatever adult thing that you want to do. Do it in your room or at your house, not at the con. I don't care what the hell you do. You want to have an orgy as like the OG X-Men? Fan fucking tastic. I love that for you. Don't do it at con. Do it somewhere else.
all I can say is that I've entered the restroom one time and I thought, "Oh, another restroom I need to find."
That's a good way to get slapped with a sex offender. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. So, just thought I'd throw that out there before we leave the list.
Mm. Mm. Oh my
Plus,
god.
public I know that some people have done that there in public restrooms, but no,
There's a time and a place. There's kids around. Don't do it.
no,
No.
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 Um, Current events.
Yeah, there's
Hopefully, we
some
don't
new
have to
stuff.
read. Hopefully, in the coming weeks after con, we don't have to read that you have done weird things in the bathroom.
Please don't.
Mhm. Tom Brady is now mad that his kids were affected by the roast of himself that he wanted to do because I'm pretty sure no one cares. I didn't even know that he did one. So okay. Um what did he think people
Yeah.
were gonna say? Like, I don't know. Do you
Did
know
he?
how a roast
Does it?
works?
Right. Like he was gonna be like, okay, this guy is super nice. Blah blah blah. Like, no, you literally wanted people to roast you. That's
I
what
would
they did.
I don't have a self-esteem for a roast, so I don't think I will ever plan one. So if that day
So
comes, I will clearly let you all know, but I don't think I have the gall for that at all.
so King Charles had his
Do we have a picture
first
of it?
I have it. Hang on. Yep. Had
Oh,
his
this
first official
atrocious thing.
portrait done. This is the portrait. Why they decided to go with this? My favorite part is this fucking butterfly right here. What the fuck? Why is this
Did you
fucking
put it up on the screen?
butterfly? Yes.
I don't see it.
Oh, why? It says it's sharing. Let me stop sharing. Let me go back. It says it was sharing.
Oh, you didn't turn it on in the studio.
Oh, there it is. No, now it's not there. Okay,
When your
I'm trying
dad
it
joins
again.
the Zoom.
Now is it? I didn't do anything. It was sharing. I don't know why. Is it sharing now?
Yes.
Now you can see it.
Yes.
Okay. So this
Go
is the
on.
portrait. I don't know why the fuck they decided that this was the way to go. This fucking butterfly is killing me. I'm like, it's almost like the butterfly got stuck. You know how like landlords will just paint over like a cockroach on the wall, right? I feel like this butterfly just got stuck on the canvas
They're
and
like,
they left
"Oh,
it.
shoot. Now I can't get it
But
off."
see,
So,
the whole
just
thing
leave it
is
there.
that this portrait is totally giving.
So, first
Hang
of all,
on.
I think a lot of people were screaming because it's not very flattering at
No, it's
all.
terrible. But this, as soon as I saw it, this is totally what it reminded me of. And for the folks that have seen the folks that have seen Ghostbusters 2 will recognize Vigo the
Oh
Carpathian
my god, is there a
because
way
this
to
is
put them side by side?
um I don't know.
I wonder if
Maybe. Let me see. Hang on. If I do this. Oh, but now I've lost where to go. Here we go. See if that works. So it's totally giving me Vigo the Carpathian vibes. I I don't understand who decided that this was like
a good idea.
the best way to go with this. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it both, but I don't think I can do it side by
Why
side.
is he covered in I need to know, like, more about this. I feel
I
like
don't know. I'm just dying with the butterfly. The butterfly is killing me.
does is it explained anywhere what the butterfly symbolizes?
No, I don't think so.
I haven't
I
read
think
anywhere about what
I don't understand it. I don't know why. This is the worst fucking like royal portrait I have ever seen, and this is what is going into immortality.
oh
Why?
god.
For what? Fucking awful. If someone was like, "Oh, I'm going to paint this is your like first official portrait as an actual king. This is going to be that," I'd be like, "Oh no." No,
They're
no,
not
no, no.
cute, but butterflies only live 1 to 2 weeks.
We should be so lucky.
Um, I guess it was printed by British artist Jonathan Yo
Good
Yo.
for him.
I'm trying to look for the explanation. The artist said the experience of the king when I started the project, the Majesty, the Royal Highness, was much like a butterfly I've painted.
Fuck, what? The Prince Charles, King Charles, never. Butterfly is never anything that I would associate with him. Ever.
This portrait
This
has
is a poor
evolved. So
butterfly.
it's so the butterfly is on there because for the week. For the week, he gets a new butterfly every week. So it says that much like the butterfly I've painted hovering over his shoulder, this portrait has evolved as the subject's role in our public life has transformed. This
I
is
call a
from me.
bunch of bullshit. No, the butterfly got stuck to the fucking canvas, and by that time it was too late to remove it. And he had to come up with some bullshit story to explain the fucking butterfly
Oh,
that is now stuck there forever.
so he has. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. So the royal family. Where is. I have so many tabs open. He has done other portraits for the royal family.
God, Jesus, Camilla looks terrible. What? That's awful. He's
Art
like
is
the
subjective.
portrait of Dorian Gray. Like what
Art
the?
is subjective.
Oh God,
The Duke.
good for him.
Where's the other one? Oh, this is my reaction to some of them.
Mm, mm. I feel like maybe they like somebody owes him a favor or something, and that's how he managed to like. Oh dear
I would say
lord!
out of all of these, this is the most vibrant, and this is
I guess
like
vibrant
they're
is the
standing
one
there
way
so
to
proud.
describe
Look,
it. I know. Look at
he almost gets hit
that.
by the curtain, but
You literally can't see anything but his face and his hands.
he's very proud of it.
I'm sure he is. Good for him. That is fucking awful. I feel like Charles just kind of went, "Oh God, what the fuck is that shit?" Oh no, that's awful. I don't. Mm-mm.
I don't
Fucking
know.
terrible.
Oh, but yeah, this is n- not a thumbs up, not from me. I
Mm-mm.
think it also does these. Maybe my thumb
No.
is not. Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Um, yeah, so he's been doing these since 2008, I think,
Good
for
for
the
him.
royal family, and he's a pretty well-known artist in the UK. So,
And that is his crowning achievement. Good for him.
yay for them. Good job. Um, this is what you learn as a parent. You go, "That's great,"
Mm-hmm.
and you try to force the smile sometimes. You go,
And you hang it on the fridge and you're like, that's a great cow. And the kid goes, but it's a tractor. And you go, of course it is. Yeah.
"Oh." Anyhow. Oh, ooh. Oh, really? Okay. Let's see.
Did you not know this?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh.
Both Miss USA and Miss Teen USA have resigned from their titles. In her resignation letter, Miss USA mentions things like a toxic work environment, poor management, and bullying and harassment. She also said that the system's CEO is actively building a culture of fear and control.
Yeah, people have resigned their titles for.
I wonder who that is. I really just don't
Mm.
know. who that is.
Um, in politics,
That was a good segue.
mm. Biden and Trump have agreed to 2 debates, June 27th and September 10th. Now, here's my question: is Trump even officially the GOP candidate?
I don't
Like,
have they named him?
I don't know. I don't understand why this is. I have no idea what's even like.
Wait,
It's
let's
gonna be a hot.
is
It's gonna be a hot fucking mess because it always is. Because Trump can't fucking debate anything, and Biden's just gonna tell him to shut the fuck up, basically. Because I,
well, last time
I
didn't they
can't.
do them separately?
I cannot watch these debates. Like, I would love to be able to watch them. I have not been able to watch a single debate with
Okay,
Trump because
so on March 12th, it looks like Donald Trump was named, if I'm looking at this correctly, March 2024. Even PBS says on their news hour, it says Trump clinches 2024 Republican nomination.
unfucking believable. He's got how many fucking never mind. Never mind. But yeah, if
Wow.
anybody wants to, watch those debates, good luck. Maybe drink
I
heavily
might
because
watch
that's the only way you're gonna
them
be able to
and
get
make it
through
into
it.
a drinking game, like you said.
There's no
So
way. I can't do it. I can't stomach it. It makes me physically ill. Not
maybe we should.
gonna,
I wonder if there's a way to like do a live feed of it.
oh
What day
God.
is that? Is it a Wednesday?
I don't know. The June 27th is the first one, which is a Thursday.
We may have to have a special
Oh God.
um, day where we sit and because Donald Trump tries to behave himself, and I said try for like the first.
I I don't think he's gonna even put any attempt to control himself. I don't think he's gonna put any attempt into to
But
behave.
I think the last time Joe Biden didn't do it right. Did I dream this?
I don't know. I didn't watch him. I can't. I literally cannot. It makes
I
me
think they did them
physically
separately.
ill.
I think that Joe Biden did it separately than
Yeah. No idea.
Trump,
Can't watch
and didn't
him. I
agree
won't
to
do it.
do a mediated conversation, I think.
Yeah. I won't. I won't. I cannot. Like it. Nope.
Yeah, speaking of things we cannot unsee and undo, um, Florida is facing rising seas and, uh, record temperatures, but, here we are in a world where political people are allowed to talk out loud
He's not
and
just
don't have a
talking.
clue of what they're saying. But, the is it the governor? Governor
Yep.
DeSantis, responds in the best possible way by deleting any mentions of climate change from state laws. Remember, we were just talking about, like, the sun burning chemicals into your skin, so I don't understand that's scientifically proven, but, here we go. The new bill will see several changes to the state's energy policy, including deleting entire sections that talk about the importance of cutting climate warming pollution. These are also probably the same people that are arguing that diesel engines need to survive until the end of time and that we do not need to go to electrical vehicles. It also includes giving preferential treatment to natural gas and banning offshore wind energy, which is
Mind
also,
you, there are no plans to have any offshore wind energy like things in Florida.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Um, even if there were, that still would be more beneficial to his state. Uh, I don't know anything. You know what? Um, he also wants to delete the phrase climate, at least eight mentions of climate.
It's so, mind you, this is a bill that's already been signed
Oh,
into law. He's already signed this bill into law.
so he didn't read it the first time.
Oh no, he did. And he's signed it into law. All these things are happening. Like he's
Also,
literally deleting the phrase climate at
I
least 8
I
times
would beg
in
the
from
differ.
the
I
state
doubt that he
laws.
read this because I know for a fact that a lot of state leaders don't read their own bills. That's for
He's
one.
an idiot.
Um, I think some he might have said like, "Oh, you know that climate change thing? I don't want that." And somebody went back and read it for him and said, "Oh shit, it's in there. Sorry." And so now they're doing that. Getting rid of one last thing. Getting rid of the requirement that state purchase vehicles be energy efficient. And I'm sure there's many, many more. But why are people so I know people don't like change, but why are people so afraid of moving toward this less carbon footprint? We do other things. Like, is he canceling out recycling in his state
Probably.
too?
Like people are so determined to like say that things like climate change are a hoax and not real that they will literally go to these extents to just pretend it doesn't exist.
But y'all, these are the same people that are also going to the house floor and saying like trans people don't need to exist, gay people don't need to exist, lesbians are not real people, and saying
Well,
all
I
these
don't
things.
exist. I'm a figment of everybody's imagination.
Huh?
Right. Uh
Huh?
so President Jimmy Carter's grandson has said that his grandfather is starting to come to an end. Jimmy Carter is 99 and has
Oh
been in
wow.
hospice for about a year and a half and is currently the oldest living president in history. He's survived metastatic brain cancer, liver cancer, and a number of other health issues, including a brain surgery after a fall in 2019.
Oh
Carter
damn.
is known for his championing of human rights, and despite being very religious, like he's always been very vocal about his faith, but he's never used his faith as a weapon. Despite being very religious, he publicly spoke out in support of gay rights in the 60s, saying, I don't think it's right to single out homosexuals for special abuse or special harassment.
Oh.
He did meet Harvey Milk, and he has always done, I think, his best to live by actual Christian ideals as opposed to whatever the fuck this Christian ideals thing is that a lot of other people are living by these days.
Huh.
So, and his wife was who I believe just died last year.
Sure.
Um she was always a big advocate for um like mental health resources and things like that. So they both have been great advocates and allies in a lot of different areas. So, he's up until fairly recently, he's made appearances, he's you know done still spoken out about things. So I think that's when, even though he only served one term, because fucking Reagan came in. Can you imagine if Carter had served 2 terms instead of one? I think things might have been a little bit different.
Huh.
But fucking Reagan, fucking Reagan.
Huh. Funny how history repeats itself.
Mm.
Because I'm sure once all this madness is over, we'll be like, fucking Trump. Fucking Trump.
Science doesn't matter. Remember the pandemic? What pandemic?
What pandemic? That was a hoax too, remember?
We didn't have a pandemic. What are you talking
Because
about?
um,
Stop trying
people
to
were
indoctrinate me.
people were mad about masks, even though when you work in a hospital, you wear masks to prevent sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Uh. Uh. uh okay. The world news. The world is in tatter and torn pieces. Israeli troops have crossed into um, a demilitarized zone that has been a part of a treaty with Egypt for over 40 years. But just like science, it doesn't matter. This is where is it Rafah crosses
Yeah.
um, I think that's supposed to say lines or lies.
No, this is where it's the crossing. So this is where the crossing is.
Oh, I need to read the whole sentence
You
instead
do,
of trying to
yes. Uh
figure it
huh.
out. Yeah, that's great. Um, uh, we all remember how Joe hadn't stopped sending weapons to Israel. So
You remember last week I talked about how Biden said that he would stop sending weapons to Israel if they moved into Rafah?
he didn't.
Mm, mm, mm,
He didn't.
mm.
Egypt has called out the humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip as being a direct result of indiscriminate Israeli attacks against the Palestinians for over 7 months, um, and has said that this could damage the relationship between Egypt and Israel. Um, so, one thing I found really tough this weekend is that I didn't realize that um, there are some people that are living in fear in Israel. I came across this because um, somebody we know mutually that went to Austin Drag Fest um, lives there, and
Mm-hmm.
on their try not to get all worked up on their Instagram story, it said like they can remember the date, and that like the stuff that's happening is not basically it's not like a reflection on me what's happening, and that like Israel is still a good place. And so like feel like uh this is like so like unfair to all the people that are in these surrounding areas, and like even the people of Israel are like, I didn't want to do this in the first place. Maybe we don't get along, but I don't want to kill people, and so like it's getting out of I mean, it got out of hand first and foremost. Like, if people can remember specific dates
Yeah,
on when a hospital blew up near their house,
right.
or and all these things, it's it's not fair, really isn't. And I thought we were better than this, but we keep supplying food
Because
to
that's
their army.
all
We keep
it's
supplying
all about
weapons to
the
them.
fucking oil and shit that, that really it's all fucking politics and it's bullshit. Um while most of the Israeli population really have nothing to do with this and they just want things to be done and they're over all of it, there are some pro-Israeli protesters though, that have taken to ransacking trucks that are carrying aid to the Gaza Strip. This is a
Hmm.
problem. So again, I'm going to reiterate here, the pro-Palestine protests that have been happening around the world are calling for peace, are calling for an end to, the mass genocide, all this shit. But, unlike the pro-Palestine protests that have been primarily peaceful, Israeli protesters have no problem destroying food and supplies that are supposed to go to Palestinian civilians. This is an issue. Nothing's being done about it.
Yeah, it's very disheartening that um, we're the country that usually is providing comfort and support, and we're not
Except
doing
for
that.
all the times that we've like given weapons and trained people to,
Yeah. So, you
we're
know,
actually kind of awful.
uh, it's definitely ugh, on my plate.
What gigs do we have coming up?
Ooh, on Friday.
Mm, Saturday.
Friday, not Friday, Saturday.
I was
Saturday.
like Friday.
Saturday. 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 Saturday.
I was like, oh no, don't do that. Ew. I was about to be like, wait, what?
On Saturday, we will be hosting Drag Bingo. It's a fundraiser for the Desert Star Institution of Family Planning. And as among the many things that are bizarre, um, the abortion ban, we are the state that has set out. Nothing says that you're in the state that really doesn't need to be shouted out. Is when you talk to people from out of state and they know what's going on in your state.
Right.
So it's important that you come to the fundraiser. We have a little bit of seating left, but I will say that if you wanted to sit in preferred seating, that's what I'll call it.
That's
Preferred
already sold
seating,
out.
it's already sold out.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yeah. And then of course, next weekend, which I don't want to talk about, is Phoenix Fan Fusion. And there's a lot of shit happening. Friday, of course, is the drag show and the burlesque show. You can get in with your con pass. Do so. It'll be
I saw
awesome.
it in the email. I was like, oh,
And then Saturday, Felicia is doing a drag story hour at noon. At
correct.
3 p.m. is the Nerdly Wed game hosted by myself and Justin Sider. And then we have an 18 and over Nerdly Wed game, which is happening at 8 p.m., I believe. Pretty sure it's 8
Press
p.m.
and confirm or deny. Blink once, blink twice.
Um, those will be fun. So definitely come check that out. And then Sunday is at noon is another drag story hour, which I will be doing. So I'm excited for that. Lots of things happening that weekend. Again, check the schedule, get the app, put the thing, get the reminders, all that good
If
shit.
I remember
And
correctly, I think the app lets you create your own schedule.
yep, it does. Yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do. But also keep in mind that at the convention center, once everybody gets there, uh, the network is fucking awful. It is awful because you've got all these people trying to get on at the same time. So things run slow, messages don't always get through, all this shit. So make sure that I would potentially put things on my Google Calendar as well as the app, because if you don't have a good signal, if you don't have good connectivity, things may not work as well as you think they do. So just take that extra precaution. And if you are texting people, it may or may not go through because
Oh, I
it
didn't see
gets
this
very
comment.
bogged down. Very bogged
Um, sorry, I didn't see this earlier. I was reading the comments.
down. Don't even talk about
You're
it.
not the only one. Let me just tell you.
I know.
Gabe says, ever since the beginning of the year, I've been stressing about this election. My stomach has been churning, and I hope we don't get back to another Trump era. Well,
Mm,
I we're still unaware of what's happening with the people
vote,
that
vote,
did
vote,
the
vote, 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 vote.
insurrection. Is that what it's called?
Dude is like on trial for a dozen fucking things. I don't understand how he's even eligible to be on the ballot. But this country is fucked. It's fucked. I don't there's.
Get
But
your passports, dear. Get your damn passports.
so yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining the conversation tonight. I'm sorry we got off to a late start. I don't know what happened at the beginning. Um, I don't know why we weren't streaming anywhere.
Oh,
We weren't streaming. Because I logged on, went live, and it was streaming nowhere.
oh,
So I
that's
had to
weird.
go away and come back, and I had to create a whole new thing for it to actually work. I don't know why it wasn't working. Um, yeah, not a clue. Um, so I apologize for the late start. It actually wasn't a late start. I was here on time. It just wasn't streaming. No idea why.
I
So
was
yeah,
not here on time, but I got here.
this is true. This is true. Your
Yep.
handlers are in trouble. Your handlers are in trouble. That was the stipulation. You could do the Wednesday bingos if you could be here on
Look here.
time, and your
This is the
handlers
first
all said,
time out of what,
"Doesn't
3?
you know what? Doesn't matter. It still warrants a write up."
Oh. Anyhow, thank you to all of you who joined in on the conversation, who gave tips on what to do at con and how to have the best time. Uh, I know that we're not stressing about con.
No, I still have like 2 months.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But we'll see you there, and we'll see you next week. Thanks to all who watch live and watch on the replay, and those that listen on the podcast. If you didn't know, you can subscribe to us as a podcast and review us and give us all the stars and wonderful comments that suggest. Oh, ooh, why are you making threats on the public internet?
Little does she know that that was part of my plan from the beginning.
um, but yes, we are at 16,000 downloads. So
Ooh, that's
keep.
exciting.
I mean, I listen to the episodes too, but I don't listen to them over and over. But because I can hardly stand to listen to myself. So
And
good
there's
luck to
that.
everyone as they listen to us.
Mm.
Anyway, we will see you all next week for your Wednesday night conversation.
Good
Good night.
night.